Hi guys, as we've been here for the past couple of days, I want to start today's video with some fluency. So hopefully you've got your pencil and paper at the ready. You've either got to pause the video and work your way through them, or there's 30 seconds on timer before the answers appear. Good luck, time starts now. I'm now going to talk through yesterday's challenge. So Eva and Alex both had two identical pizzas. Eva says that she cut her two pieces into 6 equal pieces and ate 8, and Alex says that she had cut her two identical pizzas into 9 pieces but ate 15. So to draw this, we've got our two identical circles. Eva's is cut into 6, that's our denominator, so pieces of 6. And Alex cut hers into pieces of, or slices of 9 each. Now Eva ate 8 out of her pieces, so we're going to shade 8 in, and Alex ate 15 out of her slices, so we're going to shade that many in. Now this gives us the fractions 8 sixths and 15 ninths. Hopefully we recognise that these are improper fractions. And so we can either compare them both as improper fractions, which is what I've done, and for that our common denominator was 18ths. So 8 16ths is the same as 24 18ths, timesing them both by 3. And 15 ninths is the same as 30 18ths, timesing them both by 2. We can then see that 30 18ths is more, which is how much Alex ate. Now you could also have done this by turning them both into mixed number fractions first, so 1 whole and 2 sixths, or 1 whole and 6 ninths, and then turned your denominators into the same. But hopefully you should have still got the same answer, with Alex eating more. Today we are looking at adding and subtracting fractions. So to start off with nice and easy, we have 1/4 plus 2/4. Now our golden rule for today is that we do not add the denominator. So for this, all we do is add our numerator, which gives us 3/4. Now let's draw this to figure out why we don't add the denominators. If I have 1/4, so that looks like this, so 1 piece out of 4, all I'm doing is adding 2 more pieces of 4 and seeing how many pieces of that 4 we've now got. 1, 2, 3, it's 3/4. It does not give me 8, so don't split them again into 8s, okay? I could split them again into 8s, but it would give me 6 8s, okay? So please do not fall into the trap of adding the denominators today, and that is why. It's exactly the same for subtracting fractions. So if we had 6 sevenths, take away 2 sevenths, it would give us 4 sevenths. Okay, we could draw that out as well. They're supposed to be equal, and not quite. So if I've got 7 pieces, so cut into 7, I had 6 pieces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I had 6 pieces of the 7, and then if I was to take away the 2 pieces of 7, take that one away and that one away, I'd be left with 4 pieces of 7. Okay, time for you to pause the video and have a go at these activities now. So your first calculation is 2 sixths plus 3 sixths, and the second one is 7 eighths subtract 4 eighths. Just be careful to note your operation, so think about whether your answer is going to get bigger or smaller. And of course, if it helps you to draw it, then please feel free. Okay, I've drawn these out. So we've got 2 sixths, here's my piece, my bar, my whole split into 6. I've got 2 sixths here, and I'm adding on 3 more 6, so hopefully we should have 5 pieces of 6, or 5 6 as our answer. The next one we've got 7 eighths, so here's my whole split into 8, that's my denominator. I've got 7 of them, I've got 7 eighths, but this time I'm taking away. So I need to get rid of 4 of these pieces that I've shaded. So I should be left with 3 pieces of 8 or 3 eighths. Hopefully you've got the same. The next question is a little bit trickier. So we are doing 2/3 plus 2/7. Now hopefully you can spot that we can't do this straight away because our denominators are not the same. So just like we've been practicing the past few days, we need to think about what is our common denominator, how can I make the denominators the same, so what's the common multiple, and make some equivalent fractions first. So if it helps me, I can write out my multiples of 3 and my multiples of 7 down the side before I find the common multiple. But I know that the common multiple that I'm looking for is 21. So I need to make 2/3 is the same as how many pieces of 21. So to the denominator I've times by 7, let's do the same to the numerator, gives me 14. Now I've got to do the same with my sevenths. So 2/7 is the same as how many pieces of 21? Denominator I've times by 3. Must do the same to the numerator, which gives me 6. So let's go back to my question. 2/3 plus 2/7. So now I can add them, but what I'm actually doing is 14 pieces of 21, add 6 pieces of 21. It's exactly the same calculation, but now they have the same denominator, which makes it much easier. 14 add 6 gives me 20 pieces of 21, and that is my answer. Your turn to pause again, and I want you to have a go at this calculation. 2/6 plus 3/5. So think about what you need to do first. We can't add them yet, so you need to do a few steps before you get there, and then we'll go through it together. Okay, so for this problem, to start off with, I wrote out my multiples of 6 and my multiples of 5 to find my common multiple and that denominator. I found that 30 was in both, so that's the one that I used. So 2/6 is equal to how many 30ths? I times my denominator by 5 and got 30 and did the same to my numerator, and that gave me 10 30ths. Then for 3/5, I need to turn that into 30ths. So 5 times by 6 gave me 30, so I needed to do the same to the numerator. 3 times by 6 gives me 18. So then my calculation turned into 10 30ths plus 18 30ths, and that gave me 28 30ths, our answer. Remember that works for addition as well as subtraction. You need to follow the same steps, okay? So make sure your denominator is the same first. Now we've got a last question, which is 5/8 plus 2/5. So it's doing the same steps as we've just done, but there is one additional step at the end that you need to do. So pause the video and have a go, and hopefully you can spot what it is that you need to do with your answer at the end. So have a go, and then we'll go through it together. So first things first, hopefully you spotted that because our denominators are different, we need to find that common multiple, so we've got a common denominator, so they're the same. So we could write our multiples of 8 and our multiples of 5. I'm going to go straight to it, which is 40ths. So 5/8 is equal to how many 40ths? I have timed the 8 by 5 to get to 40. I do the same to the numerator, which gives me 25 40ths. I now do the same to 2/5. 2/5 is equal to how many 40ths? I have times my denominator by 8, same to the numerator, which gives me 16. So my new number sentence is 25 40ths plus 16 40ths, 40ths equals how many 40ths? We just need to add them together. Should give us 41 40ths. Now hopefully you've spotted that this is an improper fraction, and what my last step that I wanted you to spot was to turn it into a mixed number. So we should spot that this is the same as 1 whole and 1/40th left over. Well done if you got that. You're the nerd. That's it from me and Ringo today. Your activities are on my maths. Any troubles, please email us, and any answers to the challenge that are coming up, please put them on the blog or send them to our email address. Hope that all made sense, and that's it for this week. So we shall see you on Monday.
Bye.